Welcome to Podnutz, episode number 42. Today we're joined with Door-to-Door Geek from DoorToDoorGeek.com. Try to say that 5 times fast. I dare you. Yeah, me neither. I can't do it.
It starts mushing together.
Well, thanks for joining us. Most of you guys know Door-to-Door Geek from various Podnutz activities. And we recently did a show up on Podnutz Daily on Monday. And Steve has so much good stuff to talk about for Windows 7 that we're just going to do a full-fledged Podnutz episode. So thank you very much for joining us, Steve.
That's okay. I love being here.
Okay. And we were talking about Windows 7 tips last show, and you went over some great tips, especially regarding the taskbar, that people can listen to if they listen to Podnutz Daily episode 208, I believe. Somewhere.
Sounds right.
Somewhere around that area. So, if you want, you could just touch on those tips again, or just hit us with some new stuff. It's up to you. You probably have your notes there.
Right. Well, to be honest, it's going to be a combination of both. Partially because Draken from the Lounge, I think he actually was listening live, and I mentioned how I wanted a command prompt, quote-unquote, shortcut pinned to the taskbar. And when you right-click something that's pinned to the taskbar, there is no properties selection, so I couldn't make it admin. You know, I couldn't select it to choose as admin because that's in the properties and advanced.
To run as admin.
Yeah, okay. Because at work, there's a lot of things I need to do as admin to other people's computers mainly. And I, messed with it for maybe 20, 30 minutes, and I just said, man, this is crazy. I'll just go and I'll just start it the old-fashioned way. And that very night, Draken, Draken, in the chat room, he said, hey, Steve, are you sure you can't start it there? I said, well, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. And he said, well, why don't you try this? Because all I did before is I just ran the app and then right-clicked the app on the taskbar and said pin.
You're talking about running it as an administrator. You're trying to run it. That's the problem you're trying to solve, is run a program from the taskbar as an admin.
Right.
Okay.
And I could not figure out how to do it.
Okay.
Draken told me this tip, and it worked marvelously.
Okay.
You basically create a shortcut on your desktop or anywhere that you see fit. Create the shortcut, right-click on the shortcut, go to Properties, and then go to Advanced, and there's a checkbox that says Run as Administrator. Check the box, hit OK, double-click that shortcut just to verify it. It will pop up with a UAC window saying, are you sure you want to do this? Which is confirmation that it worked. You hit yes, the window opens up, now you're running as admin. Then what you do is you take that shortcut icon and drag it to the taskbar.
After you run it as admin one time, or does that not matter?
Well, no, that doesn't matter. That's just for my confirmation that it is doing what I think it's doing.
Okay.
So just create the shortcut, edit the settings, drag that shortcut icon to your taskbar, and let it go, and it will be pinned to the taskbar, and that's all you got to do. And now you have that icon on a taskbar, and it does work for Explorer and other programs. I did verify that.
Wow. Who would have thought that, That's
well, Draken.
Good job, Draken. Because that's not like one that's going to be in the books probably, you know what I mean?
Well, to be honest, it might be, but those books are too big for me to read.
I know. The sheer size is daunting.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff I went over about the things that I learned about Windows 7, I learned hands-on. The one feature I think that is very cool is the ability to double-click the very top edge or the very bottom edge of a window, and it won't maximize it, but it will push it all the way up and all the way down vertically. A lot of people now have widescreen displays, and you don't want something maximized most of the time because there's too much dead space on the sizes. Mm-hmm. So you just figure out the width right, and then you just double click on the edge to where you resize the window on the top or the bottom, and it will arrow snap, it's called, all the way up to the top and the bottom.
Yeah, that was a neat feature. I'm not going to mess with it now because I already went through all these technical difficulties, but I was playing with that last time you said that, and that is a neat feature. I was using the one that they show in the commercial where you drag the whole window off the left side of the screen and it fills half the screen, and then you drag another window on the right side of the screen and it does that half of the screen, so you could exactly split up the screens properly. That's cool, but you know what I'm finding now? I don't like that feature because it makes... If I'm dragging a window across the screen and I accidentally hit the edge of the screen, it blows it all up.
Yes.
I want to turn it off.
Right. Well, I wish it was more finer grained where you had to drag it and hold it on that edge for a second.
Right. That would be perfect. That would be perfect.
Because it does seem like it's a little bit jumpy. And to be honest, the only place I find it useful is when I have two Explorer windows open and I want to drag files back and forth.
Explorer. Okay. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
So if you could exclude or make it like a opt-in where you only wanted these kind of windows to do it, I think that would be a benefit. But again, that's asking a bit much.
Yeah. Yeah. That's getting kind of into there.
Yeah. A lot of the other things I'm going to talk about, and come to find out the things I previously talked about, they're on Lifehacker, which if anyone has not been to Lifehacker, if you don't want to watch videos all day or read how somebody made their sandwich and you want to learn, Lifehacker is filled to the gills, beginning to end, with endless amounts of information packed with stuff that I guarantee most of it that no one person can know. Huh. And they have a section there. It's called the Complete Guide to Windows 7, which goes into a lot of detail. It's actually linking to other Lifehacker postings, it seems like, but that's like a central repo for most of these tips.
Complete Guide to Windows 7?
Yeah.
So it's just a compilation of tips that are all around the internet?
Well, no, they're all on that site.
Okay.
Yeah, because like the feature where you make it maximize to the top and bottom, but not to the left and right, I later found on that site, and that's how I knew it was called Arrow Snap.
Okay, so you found its proper name.
Yeah, because before I just said, the maximize top and bottom thingy, which, doesn't really do it justice.
I'm going to Lifehacker right now. Let me see. What was it called?